Hi, it's Dr. Laura Jagged, and today's Mominar is to help dispel some potential fears. You've heard of taxes, right? Well, when you get a job, taxes are going to be withheld from every paycheck you receive. And how much is taken out depends on you. You get to decide that. And that's done by filling out a W-4 form, which your employer will give you when you're hired. If you are a freelancer or an independent contractor, you'll often be asked for a W-9. These are tax forms, but don't panic. I'm going to walk you through how to do this. You might have been handed the form from your employer, or you can go to the IRS website and fill it out online. We're going to start with the W-4 form. You're first going to fill out your name, address, and social security number. Easy. Now you get to choose which tax filing status you are. This determines how much money is going to be withheld from your check for taxes. You're going to check the first box if you are single, or if you're married but you're going to be filing your own separate tax return. Choose the second box if you're married and will be filing one tax return with your spouse. You can also check this box if you're widowed and your spouse has passed within the last 2 years. This third box is called Head of Household, and this is for unmarried people, people who are divorced or separated, or if you're single but you have dependents like kids, or you care for an elderly parent and they live with you and you provide for them and you pay more than 50% of the costs of keeping up your house. Step 2, if you're single and you only have one job, skip this part. But if you do have multiple jobs, or you have a spouse that brings in additional income, you can do some calculations to determine how much to withhold. There are instructions to do this, but if you're stressing about it, just use the estimator. Step 3. Again, if it's just you, skip this part. But if you have kids or other people you care for, the number you put here can lower the amount of taxes that are withheld from your check. Let's say you have 2 kids. You're going to multiply each by 2,000, that's $4,000. And let's say you care for a parent, and that person lives with you. You're going to multiply that person by 500. Add the total and put it on line 3. Step 4 is optional. Most of you can skip this, but if for some reason you want to withhold extra money from your check, you can do that. This would be additional income not from other jobs, but from things like interest or dividends or money from other sources. Otherwise, you're just going to put 0. 4B is for deductions, but you're probably just going to put 0 unless you have mortgage interest or charitable donations. If that's not resonating with you, just put 0. And part C, if you want to give the government extra money, go ahead and do that. If you make a lot of money above what you need to live and you'd rather pay your taxes up front rather than owe at tax time, you can put whatever you want here. Otherwise, just put 0. And step 5 is sign and date. You don't need to fill out the bottom boxes. If you don't tell your employer how much to withhold, they'll take out the maximum amount and you'll probably get a tax refund at the end of the year. Now, while that sounds fun, keep in mind that you will be allowing the government to spend your money interest-free for that whole year. They're not going to give you an interest-free loan. Just a thought. Now, if you are a freelancer or an independent contractor, you are not considered an employee. You're more like your own business. So you'll get the full amount of whatever you charge for your services, but you still have to pay taxes on that money. And oftentimes, whoever hires you will ask you to fill out a W-9 form for them. This is how you do it. Line 1. You're just going to put your name here, unless you have formed a business entity like an LLC or a corporation. Otherwise, you'll put the business name here. Line 2 is optional. If your name is listed on line 1, skip this part and then tune out this next sentence, which is, if you do have a business entity, you can put your DBA here. Line 3, assuming that your name is on line 1, check individual sole proprietor, or you can select what kind of legal business entity you do have. Line 4, leave blank. Line 5 and 6, name and address. Easy. Line 7, leave blank. Part 1. If your name is on line 1, you're just going to list your social security number. If you did form a company, then you were issued an employer identification number or an EIN, and you're going to put that number here. Part 2, sign and date. If you're filling out W-9 forms for different companies, save this completed form in your computer so that you can print it out several times and then just sign, rather than redo it every time you're asked for it. That's all there is to it. There are a lot of instructions that come with each form, and you can read through that if you want to, but I made this Mominar to make it as easy as possible for you. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you share with anyone who needs this information. Please subscribe to this channel for the weekly Mominars on how to do basic life skills. And I think that you're going to really enjoy the How to Life podcast. Check it out. You can click on the icon in the lower corner of this channel's cover art. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.